Welcome back, everybody, here to the X-Bomb Sports Live Show. My name is Andrew Fountain, and I hope you're all having a wonderful Wednesday. We are coming to you live here from the Illinois Media School here in Lombard, Illinois. Again, wherever it is for you, ladies and gentlemen, day or night. I hope it is just right. And with me, once again, he is back, ladies and gentlemen. He is the tremendous, the wonderful, the absolutely incredible Mr. Drew Gwillem, folks. Drew, how you doing, man?
I'm good. It's been a long couple weeks.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a long couple weeks going forward. So,
I was going to say, it's, I hope you don't get snowed in.
Well, it's looking like that might be a possibility.
It's not looking good here, folks, in Illinois for sure. Yeah. But I'm glad to have you with me here, man.
Around the lake,
yeah.
Surrounding areas.
Yeah.
Bitter cold.
Absolutely.
Lots of high winds.
Yes.
Some snow.
Hopefully, and I only hope that it holds off enough on Friday for a certain somebody to get the hell out of here and go to the sun-warm beaches of San Juan. That's all I can ask for. So,
would that someone be you?
That would be me.
Oh.
That would be me. One can only help. One can only help.
Good luck to you.
I
hope it works
I was supposed to leave Thursday, and now it's like, well, maybe Friday.
Yeah, I wouldn't count on that.
We're kind of waiting to see what happens on this. But, Drew, we still got a lot of news to cover in what is now a very short amount of time.
Rapido.
Yes, before the man comes with the ticking clock. But
with the glaring eyes.
And the glaring
through
eyes.
The glass.
Yes,
yeah.
And the pointer. So, Drew, are you ready to hit this, man?
Let's do it.
Let's do this, folks. So, we're kicking this first one off with the Chicago Bears because, surprise, surprise, they kept it close. They did lose, 25-20.
Yeah.
Was the final score, but overall, not a bad game. I mean, from the team as a whole. Obviously some glaring moments here and there that need to be fixed. But overall, it's, yeah.
They have 3 wins.
Exactly.
So, yes.
Yes, absolutely.
As Groundhog's Day repeats itself.
Right.
So are we saying that there's things that need to be fixed with the Bears team?
Absolutely. But obviously, this is arguably the best team in the NFL. They are held to only a 5-point win in this. So, Drew, what'd you like about this game? What'd you not like about this game from the Bears? You know, your thoughts on everything as a whole.
Well, I think going into this game, it was very cold. So,
yes.
No matter what you want to take from that, it's Philly and Chicago. They should be used to playing in the cold. Yeah, I get it, but it hits a little bit deeper when you play and it's that cold.
Right.
So every hit hurts a little more. Mm-hmm. It's harder to hold on to the ball, as we see again from some of the same characters out there.
Yes.
Which needs to get fixed.
Absolutely.
But overall, staying with this team, who is the best in the NFL, I believe, all the way around. Offense, defense, special teams, they prove it week after week. That's why they only have 1 loss, and that's why they're beating teams pretty handily most weeks.
Yeah.
Time after time. One thing that I took from this game that I loved hearing more than anything were all those defenders from Philly and all the praise they had for Justin Fields. Mm-hmm. All the things that they had to say was, damn, this dude's for real. You don't understand how big, strong, and fast this guy and how athletic this guy is out on the field until you play against him.
Yeah.
Like, we knew he was a dude and he was big, but then he gets out there and you have to defend him. You heard that from Darius Slay and one of their linebackers. I can't think of his name right now.
I want to say
number seven.
Number 7.
Who had 2 sacks on him.
Yes.
And was the guy that was on Fields' back when he spun out of the pocket for his big run that almost led to a touchdown.
Yes. I can't remember his name.
Can't think of his name, but he's a stud.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Either way, you're hearing these things from these guys, and that's the biggest take away from this NFL leading Philadelphia Eagles team is hearing those kinds of things about your quarterback that you hope is your future franchise player, which I believe he is. Mm-hmm. At this point, for sure, he's our guy going forward. I do believe he's going to be a franchise player for this team for the first time in forever.
Yes.
And I believe they have that guy. You're seeing what he's doing now.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait till he has a line that can block and receivers that are going to run the right routes and be there where he needs to throw the ball.
Yeah, it's obviously he looked really good in that game. You saw a lot. You saw a lot of what I think you see on the opposite side of the field, which was Jalen Hurts, which is obviously kind of the guy he gets a little bit of a comp to. And certainly the papers and everybody was saying, like, look, this better be a game where the Bears are, like, taking notes as the Eagles are on offense because this is the kind of offense that you can definitely see Justin Fields probably assimilating into very well, right? I mean, there's the whole play where they spread the defense out wide for the Bears, and Jalen Hurts basically walks 24 yards into the end zone for probably the easiest touchdown you ever could find. I mean, it was just after Fields, who had an amazing run into the end zone. It was incredible. It shows a lot of his tenacity and his ability to be a great runner. Obviously, there's more that we want to see in the passing game, but still, he throws some really nice touchdown passes in this game no matter what, regardless. Like you said, though, with better players, and that's obviously, again, that's my concern right now, is that will the Bears make the right decisions to hopefully help Justin Fields get better, make the defense more solidified so they can get the ball back for him? That's all key stuff that I'm more concerned about. But with Fields, there's very little that you would say you'd be concerned about right now, considering that this is his second year and over 1,000 yards rushing, right? I mean, he's more touchdowns than interceptions. He's got his completion percentage is going up more and more now. Like, you're seeing more of the quality you want to see in the guy at quarterback. I mean, and like you said, progressing. I'm not going to say franchise just yet, because franchise is the most important thing in that word that needs to be fixed more than anything. But as a quarterback, he certainly, I would say, is going to probably rank amongst those top quarterbacks for next year.
The other big thing for me, too, is the fact that how many games have they been in one-score games?
Right.
With this less than talented roster around them. They've been in one-score games plenty of times where you add a few more pieces. A lot of those games could flip the other way, and they could be winning those games.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that is with the crapshoot of a roster that they have now. Mm-hmm. Piecemealing offensive line together, the defensive line, the defensive secondary.
Yeah.
Considering like half the guys have been injured. So they have something going here with very untalented players around them.
Yeah.
So add some more of those pieces, and I think the sky's the limit for this team.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, very much if people want to take a bit from it, like, look at the Lions last year. They had a losing record, but a lot of one single-digit games. I mean, now look at this team right now, right? The Lions, they look like they're probably gonna be pretty competitive for a while. So that's why I tell Bears fans, like, who are saying like the division is ours, like, whoa, let's take a break, because the Lions are getting better and the Vikings are kind of reaching a pinnacle point at like the right time. So, but you can at least say the Bears will be in the mix, I think, to compete for that division a lot better.
If they're not pushing for a playoff spot next year, with the way that the draft capital and the cap room that they have, if they're not pushing for a playoff spot next year, then I feel something didn't go right with the way they picked.
Yeah.
And then we'll kind of, I guess, adjust from there.
Absolutely, yeah. And I think I don't know about Poles still and Eberflus. It seems like he's very good in his own right. So I think time will tell for me, at least. But I think it's okay, as for you, Drew, especially, and for all Bears fans out there, it is okay to say celebrate the moment, right? Celebrate the moment, live in the moment, enjoy this, because the Bears have never had this. So.
And I've never enjoyed a losing season as much as I have this year.
And I've heard that so much, and it's good to hear. It's
fun to watch every week because of Justin Fields.
It's nice to know that fans can do that.
He's getting national talk week after week because of the amazing things that he does. They're calling him Superman on the broadcast because of the crazy things he does on the field. He's potentially going to break the all-time rushing record for a quarterback.
Yeah, he very well could.
From a guy who's not a running quarterback. I don't care if he has over 1,000 yards rushing. He is not a running quarterback. He's doing what he needs to do to try and win games. You heard it from his mouth himself. He doesn't plan on rushing for 1,000 yards every year.
Right.
With more guys around him, he's going to be the pocket passer that he always has been.
No, yeah. Not to equate him to these guys, but if you can become more of a Donovan McNabb, a Steve McNair, where you're
he's got a higher ceiling.
Oh no, and I'm just saying, but on that level of those guys who are like, look, we know they could take off and run, but the arm strength, the accuracy was all there for those guys. That's why when they dropped back, you knew they could kill you there. But if everybody's covered up, they can take off and run with the best of them too. So if he can get to I just think
he's a different animal running the ball than any one of those guys.
No,
Given Lamar Jackson has that record,
right?
Justin Fields might even be a different monster running the football than even Lamar Jackson because of his speed and size.
Absolutely. And look, we're going to find out because he's going to face off on another tough opponent. And obviously the discussion is whether or not
of running this week.
Yeah, whether or not obviously he plays or not is obviously now a topic of concern. Do you want to put him out there to potentially get hurt more? Obviously, we understand that, but this is the Buffalo Bills. It's a tough matchup, right? The Bills still riding very solid. Josh Allen's still playing some good football out there. The Bills are favored by 9. The over-under's at 40 right now. So, Drew, where are you at right now with the Bears against the Bills? I mean,
come on, 11-3, 3-11.
Yeah.
We know where this one's going. It's going to come down because of the weather, the cold, the wind, the snow, everything going into this game. I feel like it's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be a full-on rushing attack from both sides. I think you're going to see a ton of running. Keep the game low-scoring. Try and be the team that has the lead and run the ball like crazy until we see what happens here.
Yeah.
But I think overall the Buffalo is the better team. Buffalo should be able to run all over the Bears still, even with Josh Allen.
Yeah.
You're gonna, again, just like last week, take notes. Follow what Josh Allen is doing out there because Fields can do a lot of that too.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take Buffalo. I'm gonna say by 6 points. I think it's low scoring. I'm gonna take the under for sure.
Okay.
So Buffalo wins by we'll say a full touchdown.
Okay.
No, sorry, I'm waffling because kicking's gonna suck. They might not go for field goals or even extra points.
Right.
6 points and the under.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. It's supposed to be cold and snowy, and I know how Soldier Field can be. I like the Bills at 9, so I'll take the Bills at 9. The Bills defense is still very geared up, right? I mean, again, yes, they lose Von Miller, but AJ Espinoza and Gregory Rousseau have proven more than worthy, I think, of making plays. Not only that, but Ed Oliver has finally come alive for them too, which is very key and important because he's a strong defensive tackle, nice 3 technique that works for them very well. So I'm going to say the Bills by 9. I'm going to say it hits the over, though, because I think the Bears will still score their points. Fields will probably have a nice rushing day. He'll probably have, I don't know if he'll throw a touchdown, but I think he'll maybe have at least 2 or 3 rushing touchdowns in this game.
I could see 0 touchdown passes being thrown.
Yeah, it very easily could be.
These wins are supposed to be wicked.
Yes.
Wicked wins. But that's not going to mean good for passing,
right?
Kicking, all of it.
But we have seen Allen throw in what may have been one of the craziest windy games ever when they were in the stadium for the Bills in Gillette.
Strong arm quarterbacks, for sure.
And Justin Fields is no slouch on that either. Yeah. He's got a good arm too. So I think it's going to be, but definitely a lot of short routes, a lot of underneath stuff. Yeah. Cole Kmet will probably be the most utilized weapon of them all. So it should be interesting. We'll see what the Bears can do. I hope I'm not in Chicago for this game. I'd like to watch it on a nice sandy beach, but we're going to find out. It's like the most worrying thing going through my head right now. All right, well, folks, we're going to move on into the NFL. We're going to do it real quick. It is the recap. So these are the top 10 games of the week. So, Drew, of these top 10 games that we had going down, man, what were the games that had you obviously very surprised and everything? I mean, go ahead, man.
I mean, obviously, the number one having a 33-point lead going into half and absolutely crapping down both pant legs. The Indianapolis Colts.
That's unbelievable.
I get it. Minnesota has a pretty damn good offense. They're one of the top teams in the league right now. But to give up 33 points, a record all-time for the NFL, most points ever come back from in a game, that's really sad.
No, yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty pathetic.
And that also says something about the Vikings, too, I think, because if you were thinking about them, it's a nice win, don't get me wrong, but if you're thinking about them going in the playoffs now, it's like...
That's not going to work in the playoffs.
No, that's not going to work in the playoffs at all.
Yeah, you are down by 20 going into half at the playoffs, and it's a very tall task to come back.
Absolutely.
Jacksonville, the way they came back against Dallas and won that game.
We were right.
Dallas is doing what Dallas seems to be doing.
We were right on that. We picked Jacksonville, and sure enough...
There were a lot of crazy good games this week. The fact that Houston stayed with Kansas City and almost
was surprising.
They had to take that to overtime just to win. The the Detroit Lions on the roll that they are, winning game after game after game. That offense is for real.
Jared Goff's on a streak of like 6 games or something like it without an interception. No other quarterback has that.
They're killing it. They have one of the best offensive lines in the league, plus some serious playmakers on offense.
Oh, yeah.
So they're on a roll now. Their defensive line has been playing a hell of a lot better. Secondary is still very questionable, but they're
highly questionable.
They're getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
The way the Raiders finished off New England there.
Okay, I mean, look, I don't even blame Jacoby Myers for that. It's hard to, because like that's who's looking for that moment. Like if I'm Mac Jones, I'm not going like, oh hey, the ball's coming my way. Wonder why that is. Like that's just a freak of nature moment.
I think seems like a lot of big mess going on.
It's
there
a perfect metaphor for the Patriots.
Yeah.
Though.
Yeah. Wow.
It's funny though that it's just Chandler Jones, the former Patriot, that ends up taking it to the house.
Right? Yeah. And then stiff arming Mac Jones the way he did. Ridiculous.
Yes.
Both of those Giants Washington games have been awesome.
Absolutely.
They have been awesome to watch.
Yeah. Obviously, a lot of questions.
Yes.
A lot of questions in that game, but
very much so. There's been a lot of questionable calls all the way around this year.
And
but yeah, even down to Miami and Buffalo, all those games, for the most part, were damn good this week.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, I'm wearing the hoodie. You know, I'm wearing the hoodie.
Yeah, I didn't want to mention that.
I know. And I'm not digging on.
Get to that.
I'm not digging on Brady or anything, but Joe Burrow is really good.
Yeah, he is.
He's really, really good. And I think they got momentum going right now. I think there's enough there, push for a playoff spot, a strong playoff spot. I'm not saying they're the best team in the AFC, but I think they've got the good momentum going for them right now that you can possibly challenge for that spot. I mean, the Ravens are still not too far behind, and they play each other at the end of the year, so that's going to be the interesting AFC North battle. But this week was insane with games. I mean, the NFL is getting good at the right moment. Like at the end, everybody's fighting for a spot. Now this week it's do or die, and let's get into it, folks. It's time for the Pick Six. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
For the Pick Six, these are really kind of becoming do or die games here. You've got the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the New York Jets to start it off, right? The Jets right now and the Jaguars are split at even. Over-unders at 36. Drew, who are you picking for this one?
Man, the Jags are hot right now.
Yeah.
They're just throwing – Trevor Lawrence is throwing touchdowns at will. I think the Jets' defense – Zach Wilson is playing better. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he's been back for 1 week, but I think that can somewhat continue against Jacksonville's defense. They're not real scary, even considering what they did last week against Dallas. They still gave up a ton of points. But the Jets have a really good defense, and they've been playing really well consistently, whereas Dallas has kind of faltered some here at the end.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Jets. I'm going to say it's a real close game. I'm going to say 3 points, and I think this can hit the over.
All right. I'm going to take the Jaguars on this. I'm going to say
I wanted to.
Yeah, well, I'll say Jaguars by 2. It's going to be a close game, I think. You know what? I'll say Jaguars by a touchdown. Zach Wilson is apparently going to start this game, and I just have no confidence in that dude anymore. So Jaguars by a touchdown. I'll say it hits the over because I think the Jaguars can – Sauce is still very good, but I think like Zay Jones has stepped up, and Evan Ingram stepped up.
He found himself a home there, I think.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And they're only going to get better because they may be looking at another wide receiver. So, talk about insane if Jaguars.
Ridley adding to that.
Oh, yeah, and Calvin Ridley. How can we forget?
Dude.
And he's ready to go. He says, Jacksonville, I'm home. Like, Jaguars could be winning a division here very soon.
Very true.
So I'll say the over. I'll say the over and Jaguars by a touchdown. Next. We got the Giants. They're taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are favored by 4. Over 48 is the over-under. Drew, who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Vikings here. I'm going to take them by a full touchdown.
Okay.
And I think this one can hit the over. I think the Giants can do enough to score some points.
Okay.
They didn't score a ton against Washington, but it was enough to win.
Yeah.
Yeah. Vikings, after coming off that win last week, I think they're going to have full momentum going into this one and are going to try and – I know the Giants are really trying to keep winning because they're trying to push themselves into that wild card spot as well.
Yeah.
But I think the Vikings take it, full touchdown, and I'll go over here.
Okay. I'll take the Vikings too. I'll take the Vikings by 3. I think the Giants defense is good enough. So I'll say Vikings by 3, and I'll say the under. They've done a good job kind of shutting down the run and stuff. And Dalvin Cook, obviously, they need him to kind of get going, I think, a little bit for the Vikings to have momentum. Although Justin Jefferson's still there. That's why I still give it to the Vikings. But right. I think Dalvin Cook not being able to maybe run the ball as much, I think will be a big thing too. Next, we've got the Cincinnati Bengals. They're at the New England Patriots. Bengals are favored by 3. The over-under's at 41.5.
We're on to Cincinnati.
They are. They're not on this. Well, yeah, they are on to Cincinnati. Yeah. But, Drew, who are you picking for this one?
I'll take the Bengals. They're just superior team. Like I said earlier, the Patriots look like they're a mess on offense. Mac Jones is yelling at guys. You have Trent Brown liking that. The Patriots should, post on Instagram or something saying they should go get Jimmy G or Tom Brady in the offseason.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure that they're all too thrilled about Mac Jones right now.
Mm-hmm.
So that seems like kind of a mess, while their defense is still playing like studs.
Yeah.
So are the Bengals.
Absolutely.
So all the way around, I'm going to take the Bengals. I'm going to take the Bengals by 10 points. And I'm going to say this just hits the I'm going to take the under.
Okay.
I'm going to take the under.
Okay. I like that.
I think the Bengals can score enough points. The Patriots are good on defense, like I said, but not going to do a lot on offense.
Okay. I'm actually with you on that. I'm taking Cincinnati also on. I'm going to say not 10. I was going to say 9, so I'll say 9.
Just do it.
Yeah, I'll go with 10. We'll do 10, double digits. Yeah. Mac Jones, Bailey Zappi, Mac Jones, I don't think it matters at this point. It's Matt Patricia calling the offensive stuff. You need an offensive coordinator, Belichick.
Not a rocket scientist.
Yeah, and by the way, the problem there, I think, is that he's too trusting of people. I saw on Fox FS1, I was listening to them. They were saying, dude, you got to stop trusting the people that are so inside your house. Go a little bit outside the box. I get it. We all get it, but come on. And then I'll say it hits the over. I think Patriots have enough of an offense that they can score some points. The Bengals have enough of an offense that they can probably take it out of the atmosphere if they want to. So
sure can.
Absolutely. All right, next we've got the Washington Commanders against the San Francisco 49ers. Brock Purdy, man of magic right now. The
sure
49ers
is.
Favored by a touchdown. The over-under's at 38. Drew, should I ask who you're taking, or do you just want to say who you're taking?
I'm going to take the 49ers.
There you go.
I don't think this is going to be all that difficult for them.
Okay.
I'm going to take them by a full 10 points as well.
All right.
And I'm going to take the over because the 49ers could definitely put up enough themselves
to
make this a nice handily win, but Commanders have some players on offense. They're gonna score some.
Yes.
As good as San Francisco's defense is, it's just the way it is.
Okay. I'll take San Francisco by the touchdown. If I'm correct, I think Debo's not playing, right?
He's out.
So, I mean, listen, they still have playmakers. Ayuk has obviously been very good. Kittle's now arrived.
Plus that guy, Christian McCaffrey. I don't know if you've ever heard of him.
Yes, Christian McCaffrey's
the guy's pretty good at football.
Although I will say he's getting a lot more touches, which worries me because we know he gets a lot of bulk work. That's when Christian can easily go ouchies. So, but he's toughing it out. He's playing really good, and they're doing a good job scheming with him too. He might even play some wide receiver from what I heard in this as well. So, should get interesting. I'll say, though, by a touchdown. Purdy's been Purdy, but You've
been working on that one, haven't you?
Oh, yeah, I was saving that one. Are you kidding me? And I'll say it hits the under for sure. Washington's been good.
For sure?
For sure.
How much you want to bet on that?
$1.
Continue.
It's all I got in my pocket right now. What do you want from me? Oh, you want to go $1 million?
A schmeckle?
A schmeckle. All right, next we've got the Eagles at the Cowboys. This is the rivalry, folks. This is probably the game of the week. I mean,
pump your brakes there. It may be a Gardner Minshew-led Eagles team.
Yeah. It could still be the game of the week, though.
That could still be fine.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've seen games where Minshew has come out and lit things up.
Yes.
There's plenty of firepower around them to make that happen.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit of a wavering Cowboys defense sets up a scenario where it could be a close game.
Yeah.
I don't think after the way the Cowboys lost last week that they won't be up and ready at home to play this game.
Yeah.
Considering that Jalen Hurts, I don't think most likely isn't going to play.
I would probably say no.
I think they're leaning towards sitting him so far. Sprained shoulder. Come on, you're 13-1.
Yeah.
I know this is a big
You can
game.
take 2 weeks off.
This game is bigger for the Cowboys than it is for the Eagles.
No, absolutely. This is their playoff spot.
Basically.
Yeah.
So I say the Cowboys get this win because I say Gardner Minshew starts for the team.
Mm-hmm.
Feel like he can still play well, but I think indoors at home, the Cowboys defense is going to come riled up, ready to play on both sides of the ball.
Okay.
Meanwhile, the Cowboys are still putting up a ton of points.
Right.
They're just giving up a lot. I think they're going to tighten that defense down some. They're going to get the win. It's still a close game. I'm going to say 3 points, and I'm going to go. This is tough for me.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think both defenses really show up this
Yeah.
week. I'm going to go under.
Okay.
I'm going to take the under. I think it's going to be just under.
Okay.
But I think it's going to hit. So his defense, like I said, shows up big this week.
Yep. All right. I'm with you on that. I'm taking Dallas. I'm only going to take Dallas by 3. Dak's always going to Dak. He's going to be good for an interception or 2. He does it. All right. He does it. Minshew, I think, will get himself a touchdown. I'm sure he'll throw himself maybe a pick. It's been a while since he's played, but he knows his offense. He can lead this team. I agree with you. I'll say just under, just hits the under. These teams can score points. These defense will show up. These teams can score points. So I will say Dallas. I'll say, Dallas by 3, and I'll say the under as well. All right, next we've got our last in the NFL, and then we're gonna rip through college real quick. We've got Packers at Dolphins. Packers obviously just coming off of a nice win against the Rams, eliminating the Rams, which the Rams are one of the worst defending Super Bowl champions I've ever seen. I mean, geez, talk about you lose 3 players and everything goes downhill for you, apparently. It's amazing. But Packers, obviously, Miami coming off, they're on a 3-game losing streak right now. The Packers are just winning one. So, Drew, Miami favored by 4, over-unders at 49.5. Who are you taking?
I'm going to take the Dolphins here. They need to turn things around, and they have the players to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They've had some tough games on their schedule recently. I think this kind of lightens up for them a little right here with the Packers.
Yep.
The Packers have been doing some nice things on offense, scoring some points, obviously winning some games, trying to get in the playoffs themselves.
Yeah.
But I think the Dolphins are going to be too much. I'm going to say 6 points, and I'm going to take the over on this one because I think both sides can really light it up this week.
Okay. All right. I like that. I'm going to say Miami. I'm only going to say Miami by 3. I know it's at home in Miami, but I feel like, you know what? No, we're going to go Miami by a touchdown. Miami by a touchdown. They're at home.
You could go
enough
6
speed.
like me.
Yeah, I know. I just feel like Miami, it's got enough speed. It's at home. They're going to feel comfortable. They're going to get a chance to rest now. So I say Miami by a touchdown. I'll say the over. I think the Packers have found a little bit of mojo, but
light it up.
Miami could do this by 2 touchdowns, though, mind you. All right. We're going to get through as many of these as we can for the time being. So, TJ, we'll take it up to Texas Tech. How about that? And then
I'm just going to call Notre Dame loses by a lot, and I'll take the over.
There you go. We'll take it up to a few games, and then you can kill it at some point, and we're just going to talk about the national title games real quick, okay? So that's what we'll do. All right. Real quick, we got Wake Forest at Mizzou. Who are you taking with that one, Drew?
We'll take the Wake Forest. We'll give them the 1 point.
Okay.
Let's go over there.
All right.
Both teams, from what I remember, can score some points pretty well.
Absolutely. I'll take Wake Forest. I'll take them by 10. I know how much they can score. Sam Hartman's a good quarterback. I'll take the over on it, though. I think Missouri can find some nice magic there. Next, we got Coastal Carolina against ECU. Keep in mind, Grayson McCall now transferring. Please come to LSU. Drew, ECU is favored by 7.5. Over-unders at 62. Who are you taking?
We'll take your Coastal Carolina. I don't want to upset you here. We'll take them by a field goal.
Okay.
And let's go. Hits the under.
Okay. I'll take Coastal Carolina by a point. Think it'll keep it close. They still got some players on there. And I say it hits the under as well. Next, we got UCF at Duke. Or not at Duke, but versus Duke. I shouldn't have put the ats on these. Apologies.
But they're still a home and away.
Yeah, they're still
team.
home and away, so you get it.
Well, it doesn't matter where they're playing. They're still a team that gets the home.
You know who home and away is then. UFC, Duke. Who are you picking with this one, Drew?
Duke is for basketball players. So we're going to go with UCF.
Okay.
We're going to take them by 6 points.
Okay.
And let's go under.
All right. We got Oregon at UNC. Who are you taking with that one?
Ooh, I think I'm going to have to go with Oregon.
Okay.
I think they're still better. Oregon by, let's say, 2 touchdowns and hit the over.
All right. I didn't say for UFC. I'm taking UCF as well. Jeez, I can't talk. I'll take them by 4, and I will say it hits the over. For this one, I'll say UNC wins it. I'll say UNC by a touchdown, and I definitely think this hits the over. Bo Nix coming back, by the way. I can't believe it. Well, shocker.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Next, we got TCU at Mississippi. Who are you taking with that one, Drew?
Let's go with Mississippi.
Okay.
They've had an up and down season, but overall, solid team. So I'll take them by, let's say, 3 points, and I'm going to hit the under.
All right. I will take Mississippi as well. I'll take Mississippi by, I'll say 6, and I'll take the under with you as well. I like that. All right. Next, we got number 20 at number 12, Washington. I know what I said. Sorry, TJ. Who are you taking with this one, Drew?
I'm taking Washington. They've been really good all year.
Mm-hmm.
Number 12 ranking for a reason. They're a good team. I'll take them by, let's say, 3 points, and we will go over here. I think both sides can score some.
Okay. I'm going to go with you. Sorry, Texas. I love you, Quinn Ewers, but Michael Penix Jr. is a lot better. That team's a lot smoother. I like them. I'll take Washington. I'll say Washington by 3, keep it close, and I like the over, too. Think it'd be a high-scoring game. Going to be a good one. Next, we've got Maryland at number 23, North Carolina State. Drew, who are you taking with that?
Let's go with Maryland, and Tua's brother going to take this one. Close game. I'm going to say 2 points, and we'll say this one hits the over.
Okay. I'm going to go with you. Talia's been really good. Going to go with Maryland. Maryland, I'll say by a full touchdown, and I'm going to say the under. NC State's quarterback's just too young. I'm sorry. Next, we've got Pitt at number 18, UCLA. Drew, who are you taking with this one?
UCLA's been good this year. I think that continues on through this bowl game here. I'm going to take UCLA by 6 points, and I think this one, let's hit the over on this one too.
All righty. I'm going to take UCLA on this as well. I'm going to say UCLA by 10. Just like it a lot. Slavis is out of Pittsburgh. Dorian Thompson-Robinson's been really good. So I'll say UCLA by 10. I think it hits the over still, though.
You don't need to ask me the next one. I already gave my opinion.
Yes.
So.
Drew said no to Notre Dame. Number 21, Notre Dame against number 19, NC South Carolina. I hate both of these teams because Spencer Rattler sucks. Notre Dame is just awful. But if I got to pick one, I'll say I think Notre Dame beats up on Spencer Rattler just for the sake that I love Tom. So I'll give him at least this one. I'll give you one, Tom. I'll give you one.
Spencer Rattler's biggest fan for one game.
Yeah.
Right here.
Oh, by the way, Spencer Rattler is in the transfer portal. So
shocking,
isn't it?
Again.
Isn't it? All right, and real quick before we get out of here, because we got a little bit of time, and then we'll do a quick exit out of here. Drew, national championship game, TCU, Michigan.
I'm taking Michigan.
I figured.
I'm taking Michigan. TCU's been awesome.
Yeah.
Michigan's been more awesome.
Okay. Ohio State, Georgia.
If
I even have to ask.
I'm taking Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia's too good. That defense. This is all leading up to, I think, the best matchup for this championship game is going to be the defense of Georgia and the defense of Michigan squaring off to see, hey, which offense can put enough points on to win.
There you go.
That's what I'm taking for my Georgia-Michigan national championship, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to obviously take Michigan.
I was going to say,
okay, they're pissed off from losing to Georgia last year. I think that's going to play into them doing it. They have a much more dynamic offense which they didn't have last year.
Yeah.
It all leads up to some nice things, and I hope Michigan's going to come through this year.
There you guys go. That's Drew's picks, and if you want to know my pick, you're going to find out tomorrow when we do our show. I know this is quick, but we got to get out of here. Don't worry about all that extra stuff, TJ, but Drew, real quickly, at d.gwill25.
d.gwill25, Drew Gwillem on Facebook.
Absolutely. Follow him there, folks. You can find me.
Happy holidays, everyone. Be safe.
Absolutely. Drew will not be here tomorrow.
I will not.
He's storming too much. So we're going to go very early, folks, tomorrow. We're going to get out of here real quick. I got to go catch a flight. Most likely not. But, also school's going to get out of here early. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all so much for listening. Again, we're sorry we couldn't do everything in progressive motion, but we got to get out of here for the class. But we always love you. We'll see you guys tomorrow. And as always, much love. Peace out, Boom Crew.